Exactly.
How many of you think women need male guidance? Raise your hands. All of you?
Yeah.
Even you?
Yeah.
Well, you said that you're not gonna. If he tells you to stay home, you're not gonna stay.
I never said that. I said it depends on the situation. I'm not gonna just submit to any guy. Like, if you love him,
Okay,
it
so
has
you're
to be
saying
worthy of.
if
He
he's a
has to be
bum-
worthy of. Like, you guys just any guy that comes around.
But realistically speaking, I mean, that doesn't even need to be mentioned because you're with him, so that means he's worthy.
So you
Right, why would
selected
you do
him
him
at
at
that point.
so
Okay,
does he have
but
a
we're
say?
dating to see if I want to take it to the next level.
But why would he elevate you to take you to the next level if you don't obey him?
Oh.
What do you
Well,
know?
it depends because it just depends. What do you mean if I'm worthy? I'm worthy of like it's.
No, because you're saying, well, if we're dating, I'm gonna see how it kind of goes. And what I'm saying is that let's say you guys are dating,
Well, yeah.
and he
If it
tells
works
you,
out, then it works out for both of us. It's not like whether I'm worthy or he's worthy. If we're compatible, then it's like a mutual thing. If
All
we're
right.
not, then we're not.
who decides if a woman gets into a relationship, the man or the woman?
It could be both.
Okay. Are you getting down on a knee and proposing to a man?
No, but
Okay.
I could definitely give him the green flag.
Hold
or
on,
the red.
hold on. So wouldn't it be fair to say that since you're not going to get down on the knee and propose to the man, that the man controls who gets in the relationship or the marriage?
I guess.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that he's the gatekeeper to relationships or / marriage commitment? We could just say commitment.
I mean, not necessarily, because if I just give him like a no, like if it's just like a no for me, then I can leave the relationship before that point even comes to like being.
So, but why would you get in a relationship with a guy that you have no intention of potentially committing to in the future?
That's why we're dating, right?
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that if you want to be elevated from just dating to a commitment,
Okay, so if I want to be elevated, so if I'm like 100%.
well, so now it's I want.
Okay.
Why would you be in a relationship with him in the first place if you don't want to be elevated?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point of dating?
He's dating to fuck you.
The dating is to
You're
see
wasting
whether
time.
we're compatible or not to be with each other for the rest of our lives, right? Because if not, why would I be dating that person?
No, I understand
We would just
that,
be
but-
like immediately marriage, like.
But what I'm saying is that you guys are seeing each other and you guys are dating, but for him to be with you, he had to meet some prerequisites, correct?
Okay.
You're not just dating any guy.
Okay.
He had to fulfill some
Okay,
standards
so
to
go
get
back
to
to
dating
the
in the first
question.
place.
Go back to the question.
Well, what I was saying was, does he have a say in you going out? And then does he have a say in what you wear? And you basically were kind of saying, no, he doesn't have a say in me going out because I'm going to go out anyway if I want to.
Well, like I said, if I feel like it's reasonable, like I'm dating to see if this person is reasonable, right?
But don't
If he
feelings
has-
change?
Yeah.
So you might feel at the time like it's not reasonable, but it could totally be reasonable.
Well, that's why I'm feeling it out, the relationship.
But is it fair to say that feelings aren't always correct?
Okay, but I feel like I'm a pretty logical person for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been flip-flopping all this time. I would say you lack logic.
Not really, but
I mean,
that's
I've been
what you
asking
think.
pretty
If that's what
simple
you think
questions.
based off of 5 minutes, and I guess you can say that.
I mean, you've been inconsistent in your pattern of answers.
Not
So I would argue, and here's the thing: I'm not saying this to trip you up or make you feel stupid, but this is what I mean when I say women are typically more emotionally sounded.
100%, 100%. I agree.
So okay, so you're not as logically as sound as you think you are, or most women I've noticed, especially
For
at
the
your age
most
group. they're not.
part, I'm pretty logical, but I can admit I'm emotional too as a woman.
If you're as logical as you say you are, you would have understood that men gatekeep
It's not just
commitment.
Okay, that's fine, but it's not just you're not going out, and I'm just not going out for the rest of my life because some guy just said so. I'm dating to see whether it's.
Well, it's not
makes
about
sense.
that. We're saying that in this specific
Okay, that's
incident, he says, "Hey, I don't want you to go out," and then your response is, "Well, if I feel like it depends on how I feel at the time." Well, what I'm saying is that more than likely, you're probably going to feel angry, you're going to feel resentment, and you're going to say, "I want to still go out," and he might have a very logically sound reason for why, and he just doesn't want to explain it to you because women are emotionally sound. They don't want to necessarily hear things if it conflicts with how they feel a lot of the times. So he might be telling you, "No, you're not doing that," and then your argument is, "Well, we're dating and feeling it out." And what I countered to that was, well, if you guys are dating and feeling it out, how are you going to get elevated to girlfriend position if you can't even meet the prerequisites in the beginning where he's giving you a
I
command
guess
and
I
you're not
decide
listening?
that. I guess I decide if I'm like willing to submit fully to someone to then level up, I guess.
Do you think that's a good deal that he has to kind of get somewhat submission, but for him to be in a relationship with you, he
If
has to
we're
meet all these other
dating, yes,
requirements?
that's what I'm saying. But if we're married, then I guess he has the full say. At that point, like I trust him fully. But if we're dating, it's kind of like I'm trying to see if this person is worthy of me too, Like they could see if I'm worthy, but I could see if they're worthy too.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you get a job at a law firm, right? It's a prestigious law firm. You have to work really hard to get that job. Do you think you deserve to be promoted by doing half the work and kind of just working hard when you get the position you want?
You think I'm just working to get married? Like you think I just work to get married to anyone?
Please answer the question. If you work at a law firm and you have a bunch
What
of
if I don't want the job?
duties. Well, you want the job clearly because you're in the law firm. You work there. Okay, you have the job. You're there. You've been working to get this job for a bit, and then you want to get elevated to partner, right? But you're only doing half the work. Do you think they're going to elevate you to partner?
At that point, then I'm like, yes, okay, I'll fully submit and do whatever. At that point, I'm like, yes, that's my future husband.
That's not the question. I'm saying, do you deserve to be elevated by doing half the work?
No.
So, do you think you deserve to get a full commitment when you're only given half the submission?
No.
See, there's the logic there. Now you finally use the logic. Like, got it. This is what I mean. Like, see, that exchange
I just feel
right
like
there.
It's not necessarily black and white.
I feel.
Well, I have to give you a comparison because it is actually very black and white because men and women are very different. Men look at it like, okay,
I just
this
feel like
girl,
you guys only solely look at it as like a men's point of view. Like you have to consider you're dating a woman. So dating a woman, it comes with a lot of emotions as well. So you kind of have to consider both.
Well, who has to make the decision of elevating a girl up to girlfriend and or wife?
Both.
No,
you
the
think
man.
it's not a mutual like thing? That's what I'm saying.
Holy wow.
You won't propose
We said
to your
earlier
man.
before, the man has to get down on a knee and give you the ring, right?
Yes, but
so
that's...
therefore he must come to his own conclusion and say, I'm going to commit to this girl, correct?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yes, baby.
I am sure you dated guys where they were maybe tall, good looking, or whatever, and they didn't wife you, even though you wanted them to wife you because
I don't want to be wifed right now. But
You're just so young.
I'm just saying in that scenario, you wanted to be wifed probably, or maybe not, but because of your actions, they didn't want to wife you at all.
I don't want to be wifed right now.
The point is that like the man has to choose to wife you, regardless of how you feel.
I feel like I don't want to be wifed right now.
That's why. See, there you go. What do you know?
What's the goal of dating if you don't want to be wife up?
Yeah.
Like, why do you?
That's
date
why I'm
someone?
single. I'm single. I'm not dating right now.
Makes sense.
No, but she's
I
asking,
appreciate your question.
what's the goal of dating if you don't want to be a wife?
Just hooking up around.
Touch and go.
Well, touch and go. I mean, she is asking a fairly valid question.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm very genuine. Like, what's the goal? You don't want to be wife up? Just you
No,
just
I'm
wanna-
dating to see if I like
Touching-
someone that's worthy of
Of what?
marrying.
So you want to be wife up
Not right now.
when you meet the man.
Nah,
When I meet the man, yeah.
just say she wants to
But
get
I
fucked.
haven't met the man.
Say you want to get fucked. That's it.
I haven't met the man, but thank you.
You want to get fucked.
I haven't met the man.
I mean, my thing is just that if you meet the man, you know, he's probably going to have some standards and boundaries that he expects you to adhere to. And I think the thing that women don't get is that the guy, if you don't meet those requirements, he's not going to tell you, I need you to do X, Y, Z. A lot of times he's just going to expect you to just get it. And if you don't get it, he's just not going to elevate you.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of girls kind of have a faulty idea of how much power they really have, when in reality, you really don't have that much power when it comes to relationships, because women aren't the ones getting down on one knee to propose to the guy or to take a woman seriously and commit to her. And you're saying, well, I'm going to give half submission and kind of see where it goes. And what I'm saying is, if you give half, we'll be prepared to get a half-ass response from the guy.
Period.
I mean, so, you know, but this is what I mean when I say like women are very emotional. All your responses just now have been extremely emotional. I had to like pretty much put it in a black and white format for you to understand why that line of thinking is incorrect. Like, for example, if I said, you know what, man, I'm going to be really fat. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to whack off to
I
porn.
just feel like it's logical
Can you please let
to
me finish?
also consider
Can you
like
let me
other
finish my
people's
point?
emotions.
Can you let me finish my point? What I'm saying is that if I let me take your logic, right? Let me the way you think, let me put it in a male perspective.
Like, can I just say one thing really quick?
Go ahead.
Like, if you're dating a woman, don't you have to consider that you're dating a being that is emotional? Like, you can't just fully be logical. You have to consider somebody, a whole 50% of somebody that you're with.
I understand that, but I have to make the logically sound decision. Is this woman the best for me?
Okay.
And for the kids, you
I
can't.
respect that.
Like, so if she's emotionally erratic and doesn't follow my commands and is always running with her emotions and she's a
okay.
pain in the ass
I
and she
can
thinks
give
that
you
she's
that.
above me or whatever, then I have to make the logic decision like, yo, is this girl a good partner? And a lot of the times the answer is no for most women, because they don't understand how it goes. And let me give you an example of why your line of thinking is incorrect. Let's say I was you, right? But I'm the guy version now. I'm fat. I play video games. I'm a loser. I'm not making money. Do I deserve a bad bitch?
No, just someone who is in the same line as you, with the same
Really?
life perspective.
No. I'm asking her.
Yeah.
Like, do I deserve a bad bitch?
I know.
Do I deserve a woman that's going to submit to me? I don't, right? So why should a man, right, work, or why should a woman that doesn't do what she's supposed to do deserve a man to be the leader? You're the equivalent to the fat loser guy in the basement watching porn thinking he deserves a bad bitch. The same exact situation is that we don't call women out on their faulty thinking. You think you're going to get a guy, you're going to work at the prestigious law firm and make partner, aka have a partner, when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing? No,
Okay,
we're just going to...
Okay, I can give you that.
He's just going to have sex with you and not take you seriously, and then you'll never get a real commitment.
I agree.
Are you just saying that, or are you actually agree?
No,
she doesn't
sorry. I
agree.
just think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's
No,
fine.
but I agree.
You don't have to. You don't have to agree.
But I agree.
I think your response speaks volumes as to what, and a lot of girls think the way that you do, which is fine. I
That's
mean,
fine.
but I think if more women like listened to this and understood this, most importantly, and internalized it, they'd be able to maintain a guy of higher status, higher quality,
Exactly.
and keep him so he takes you seriously.
My husband didn't marry me until I became a real woman. Before I was woke and I thought
Period.
Until you what?
until I became a real
She-
woman.
she's
and
a
She's a
submit.
real woman.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Before I was a woke woman.
What he considers to be a real woman?
Submit to your man.
Submissive. Okay.
Exactly.
Submissive.
But Herman's
Kind
like
of,
providing
yes.
for her, so I think that's why she's like
Of
submissive.
course.
Exactly.
what he's
So I
supposed
think
to
for
do.
most women to submit, like you need to be a provider. Exactly. Like I'm gonna submit to you once I know you're a provider. And I've had this conversation with so many females, and the only way they're
But why is he
submitting-
going to provide for you if you're not submissive in the first place?
You have to be a good woman first.
Well,
Or
okay,
Like
yeah.
that's where like women kind of get the disconnect. Like,
Okay, so but what if like she meets him, he's already a boss, and then she's gonna submit to him right away. But let's say she meets him and I don't know, he's a bum, and like
whose fault is that?
Yeah.
that's probably her because we see it and we
Okay,
women
ignoring
love to
red
be Barbara the
flags.
Builders, that's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So whose fault is that?
That is ours. I've done it before where I've, met a guy and I'm like, oh my God, I like him so much. And I'm like, but he's not where he needs to be. And then I can't submit to him. in the
It's
end.
funny. Women complain about the guy that's gonna ghost him, cheat on no whatever, which is pretty much like the archetype of a tall guy that's like good looking, has some game. But then the same guy that's not providing, you're like, damn, why doesn't he provide for me? It's like you chose the guy, so it's
Right.
like ultimately it's your fault.
Right. No, I 100%. I literally did it. And I regretted it because I knew it was my fault. I was like, I saw the red flags and I still went for it.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you for being honest about it and transparent and
Right.
taking accountability for it.
Well, she's Guyanese,
Right.
I mean, she should at this point.
Okay.
W guy.
So and that's how I even got to this whole question. I was saying, how many of you guys think that women need male guidance? And all of you raised your hand, and I was challenging her a bit because I don't think she actually believes that.
I believe that.
Because I just gave some male guidance now, and you're like, you're laughing at it, which is cool.